I think I'm supposed to review something, but I don't really remember what it is. Uh, oh yeah, One in the Chamber, starring Cuba Gooding Jr. and Dolph Lundgren. It's actually really fun to see the two interact, but unfortunately, you don't really see a whole lot of that. So the rest of the movie is just sort of flat, and the dialogue is real awkward. Like they're trying to be really witty and cool and deep, but it just comes across as phony instead. But at least the scenes they had together were pretty cool, and at least I did feel that they were putting some effort into the movie. Unlike, let's say, The Cold Light. Oh, that's what I was supposed to review, The Cold Light of Day. I just saw that Friday, and yet I've already forgotten what it was. This movie bombed heavily. I apparently am one of the very few people who actually saw it in the United States. Despite having some decent star power at its disposal. You had Sigourney Weaver, Bruce Willis, Henry Cavill, yet it didn't even break the top 10. So, it's... What was I reviewing again? Cold Light of Day. I'm going to be forgetting this quite often, aren't I? Okay, so this movie has Henry Cavill as this failed businessman who is in an estranged relationship with his father, played by Bruce Willis. But the family all gets together for a boating trip. And after a fight with his father, Henry Cavill just jumps off the boat. He's like, fuck it, I'm out of this movie. He swims to shore and he goes shopping. But when he comes back, everybody's gone. The boat has been trashed. Well, it turns out that Bruce Willis is a CIA agent. And he's pissed off the wrong people. So now the whole movie is, Henry Cavill running away, trying to find out what his dad exactly did and how to solve or rectify the situation. And along the way, he meets Sigourney Weaver, who's also a CIA agent, and she does stuff. She's either a good guy or a bad guy. So that's the story. Sound familiar? Because that's pretty much what The Cold Light of Forgettableness is. You have seen this story done many different times before. Hitchcock had already beaten it to death by the 50s. Come on, guys. Be a little bit more creative here. And all you have to do is watch the trailer and you will see every freaking twist coming. I pretty much was watching the trailer just before I went to see the movie, and the trailer itself is sort of flat and dull. A perfect representation of the film. But I was like, okay, I'm going to guess this and that happens. This person turns out to be a villain. And I was right in all accounts. And every time the movie does sort of throw a curveball in there, it will automatically backpedal. I'm like, nah, you thought we were being creative, but really we're just throwing the same shit at you again. And that made me sad. And, what was I talking about? I'm still reviewing The Cold Light of Day. Shit. Is there anything else I can say? Oh yeah, the few twists that you can't tell just from the trailers, you will see, far before it actually happens. So that just killed all of the suspense or all the potential for suspense, because if you know everything that's going to happen, what can you do with that? I mean, you already know what's going to happen, so there's no real reason to feel suspense. So you're just kind of waiting for the movie to get itself over with, but it never does. It just keeps going and going and boring me, and I'm pretty sure I fell asleep at one point, but did I? I don't remember. Okay, well, with the characters, they're all stock characters. You've seen them all before. They're all caricatures, and the main guy is just kind of a pussy, but the movie wants us to believe otherwise. He's a little bitch who hates his dad for stupid and cliched reasons. Apparently Bruce Willis was hard on him, but all of the times we see Bruce Willis get hard on Henry Cavill, okay, I guess I'm a little weird, but more interesting than what the movie was. You could understand why Bruce Willis was pissed off, because Henry Cavill is being a little bitch douche. And throughout the bulk of the movie, he's not being very proactive, at least with Hitchcock's films. The main character was constantly trying to figure out what to do, even while he was being chased. And this guy, played by Henry Cavill, I don't remember the character's name, he does occasionally, like, okay, I better call this obvious dude on my dad's phone, even though I'm sure there's not going to be a villain waiting for me there. He's just not that intelligent nor that interesting. He's just kind of boring and annoying. I think at the very end, he suddenly becomes this great badass who figures out everything perfectly, And the CIA agent dudes are like, you should come join us. Fuck no. So that was retarded. I hated that character. The supporting characters are slightly less annoying, but for the most part, they're not interesting either. And so that's all I can say there. The acting is fine all around. Bruce Willis is phoning it in. You know, he's in his typical, usual gruff, serious mode, which is boring to me, but you know, in the right kind of role, in the right context, he could be still interesting while doing that, but this wasn't one of his better roles. And Sigourney Weaver, she does okay. This is definitely one of her weaker performances, but at the same time, she wasn't bad either. Henry Cavill does good, but I don't know if he's a good leading man yet. We'll have to see with Superman, because in Immortals, I think he did fine, but he got upstaged by the film's visuals, which was what was supposed to happen, so it's hard to really judge him based on that movie. But this one relies much more on him, and unfortunately, not a good indication of his talents, because he's just not very charismatic. But we'll have to see with subsequent roles. The direction is very flat. There's no energy behind it. There's no style. The stunts are nothing special. The action set pieces. I'm getting all fucked up with how I'm saying things. The action set pieces are just average. You know, they're okay, but they're nothing that's going to redeem the movie. It's not like, you know, The Expendables 2 had a weak and normal story, but at least I thought the action was really good, and the character interactions were very fun. There's a lot of energy behind it, a lot of testosterone, but with this movie you don't really have any of that. It's just sort of boring and pointless and mediocre, and I hate that. I would have rather the movie just flat out sucked, but when it's this kind of mediocre, it's like you don't even remember it. You know, after this review, I'm probably not going to remember what the fuck I just did. What was I doing again? I think I was supposed to be reviewing something. Oh yeah, One in the Chamber. Don't bother watching. Well, actually, if you like Dolph Lundgren or Cuba Gooding Jr. and you follow their direct-to-DVD careers, it actually is okay in that context. But overall, it's not very good. But it is still better than The Cold Light of... Oh shit, that was what I was supposed to be reviewing. Don't watch The Cold Light of Day. It is very forgettable. It is very useless. I wouldn't even recommend it on DVD. Maybe if it's on TV and you're doing something else and it's just playing in the background. It's not an unwatchable movie, but it's just not worth watching. So, whatever I just reviewed, don't watch. I don't even remember what it was now again. I didn't do a written review, though. But follow me on Twitter. Go to my website and read my written reviews. And don't watch what I just reviewed. Whatever that was. See you guys later.